Alright, we'll just deal with the planes. Hello and welcome to another AIC Productions video. Today is November 2nd. It's been about 2 months. Stinking planes. It's been about 2 months since the Hot Wheels Legends Tour that I showcased my car in. And if you've seen this channel, you saw all the videos and things I did get my car ready for that. And I was going through and looking at pictures, things like that, and I realized I hadn't done any kind of follow-up from the show, and I really wanted to do that because I definitely had some thoughts from the show. And I wrote down my thoughts because I want to make sure I hit them and didn't repeat myself too often. But I was kind of disappointed in the Hot Wheels show, to be perfectly honest. As a person who's displaying my car in the show, I didn't feel special in any way. I didn't feel like they did anything to showcase my car or myself. And I'm not saying that they were required to do that, but I've been in a lot of other shows, even ones that were free, that did more for the people who brought their cars in to show them. And I've been to a lot of ones that were free that did the same level that Hot Wheels did. And it was free to enter your car into Hot Wheels. But I've been to a lot of car shows where, yes, you did have to pay a small entry fee, $15 to $25. But then with that, you got, a plaque, a t-shirt, you got, some goodies to go with the entry. And Hot Wheels did none of that. I really felt like I was just at any other car meet, and it wasn't anything special. And that was really one of the things. They sold a lot of swag, but none of it was unique to the people showing the cars in the show. And because you had to pre-register for it, or you should have pre-registered for it, I really would have liked them to have put forth some sort of effort, even if I had to buy it, but something that was exclusive to me as somebody showcasing my car in the show, a t-shirt, a die-cast car, a plaque, something to show that my car was in the Hot Wheels show. Something I could display with the car, or I could wear to show off that I had participated in that event. And again, I had no problems with paying for it. The real problem I had there was nothing unique for those showing their cars at the show. One thing that bothered me as well is in the instructions it said that you couldn't have any signboards or anything like that for your car, and yet a lot of people did. So I don't have anything special. I just have something I put in the window. I didn't display it, and so everybody thought my car was a Subaru. But there were a lot of cars there that did have something, and they had them displayed, and they weren't asked to take them down or anything. So I felt that was kind of inconsistent on that regard. I would have liked to see something a little bit more consistent. It was also, they picked a terrible weekend. They picked that first weekend in September, and it was 112 degrees and like 40% humidity. It was hot and humid. If they just waited 2 weeks, 2 weeks later it was more than 20 degrees cooler 2 weeks later. And it would have been nice for them to have waited that 2 weeks, because the show isn't until the next weekend, I believe, or this weekend. It might be, or this week. I think it's this week, this coming week. So I believe it's like from the 5th to the 8th or something like that. And so they could have pushed that to a lot later. One thing that I would like to see, Hot Wheels being a toy company, being, geared towards kids, they did nothing for kids, really. I mean, they had one little thing with a video game and a couple cars to play with, but they didn't have anything really kid-focused. And there were a lot of kids there. My kids went. My kids were bored. They saw the cars, and once they looked at the cars, there was nothing more for them. And I would have liked to have seen something more. What? I don't know, but a little bit more effort in that regard would have been nice. And then judging. So they really only looked at 3 cars, to be perfectly honest, 2 of which were VWs. in their top spots. It would have been nice to know what they were looking for at the show, what specifically. The next weekend or the weekend after in California, the cars that they had showing as like their top contenders and then the winner, I felt my car was much better. I think it was a Honda Civic that won. My car would have done a lot better in that show, would have at least been a contender in that show versus the one here in Phoenix where they were looking for very, very extremely custom built cars. They looked at Shorty VW van as what won. They looked at a car that looked like a Radio Flyer, wagon, things like that. So they were really looking at really one-off custom built cars at our show. The other thing that they did is while they had the one car they were taking to SEMA, they did nothing else for anybody else. They didn't have any other kind of categories, no other kind of awards, plaques, nothing. I would have liked to have seen something to recognize other people that had shown up and took the time to show their car at their show. They made money off of us. They're using us for marketing, for showcasing their products, and yet we're not getting anything in return. We had to buy our own shirts. We had to buy, any. They had if you spent money, you could then win a car, but it really didn't feel like they appreciated those people who had come and brought cars to the show. And the big thing for me with a car show, whether I win or not, whether I was recognized or not, is really comes down to, was it enjoyable enough for me to go again? And I would say no. If they do this again next year, I probably won't participate again with this car or any other car. I didn't feel like it was special enough for what it was. It should have been something more than it was, and I'm kind of disappointed in Mattel Hot Wheels who put the show on. I just would have liked to see more. So if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, leave those in the comment section down below. I have my Amazon affiliate links and other ways to support me. I have a Venmo if you wanted to shoot me a few bucks while I work on my cars. I should be coming out with some more videos. Actually today I'm going to be working on my truck, things like that. So if you want to subscribe, look out for those videos, definitely do that. I have about 1,000 different projects in waiting. I started a new job this last week, and I've just been crazy busy with that, and so I just haven't had time to make any videos. This is the first one I've made in several weeks. So anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.